Good day, everybody. I hope you're all having a profitable day so far. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you are not. Today I wanted to do an update video to the videos that I did on Sorrento Therapeutics, ticker symbol SRNE, and Biologics, ticker symbol Htbx. Now I think these stocks could be starting another cycle up along with some of the others in this space, and in this video I'm going to go over some of the news and I'm going to tell you what I see happening in them right now. Now, before I get to the video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has already subscribed to my channel and for hitting the like button in previous videos. I really appreciate you doing that. If you're new to the channel, I like to find short-term and long-term trading and investing opportunities in typically lower-priced stocks. I like to look for undervalued, underappreciated stocks with high growth potential and talk about all other things finance-related as well. Now, if that's something that interests you, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any trading and investing ideas. Also, I am not a financial advisor, so please do all your own research before buying any of these stocks. The first one I want to talk about is Sorrento Therapeutics, and they were up as much as 35% in pre-market trading today on news that they received clinical trial approval from the FDA. Sorrento got permission to move forward with phase 1 human trials of its STI 1499 antibody drug. According to Sorrento preclinical trials of the STI 1499 antibody, it successfully neutralized the COVID virus. This early success is critical and is the main reason why the FDA is allowing them to move forward with these human trials. Now, one reason many believe Sorrento has a big advantage is because of the specific dosing structure of its antibody drug. Sorrento believes that, unlike its competitors, it can treat patients with a smaller dose. Early results from animal studies suggest that even lower doses have been highly potent, meaning that it potentially could be much easier, faster, and more profitable to scale up manufacturing for a lower dose drug. Sorrento also announced plans to expand its program internationally to Brazil to support the work that it's doing in the United States. Investors have seen other companies do the same thing very successfully. By securing trial participants, manufacturing facilities, and supply deals in other countries around the world, this is probably another big reason the stock has been up lately. And lastly, Sorrento indicated today that it is targeting moving into later stage, larger scale trials before the end of 2020. So that is slightly ahead of the previous schedule. All right, so right here we have the current daily chart of Sorrento Therapeutics. And in my video that I made before, let me see if I can recreate it. I had drawn a trend line, I believe right around here, and I was also looking at this support area. But this is where I was looking to buy it. I never did end up buying any of Sorrento. I can't remember exactly why. I think I just lost track of it because I had so many stocks on my watch list that this was just one that I happened to lose sight of, and I never ended up buying any of this stock. But I think I wanted to be a buyer right around this $9 area, but it gapped down and blew through that. And then it kept trending down till it got down to around $6. But it has started trending back up, just like a lot of others in this space. And today on this big news, it gapped up to about 10.5. It got to a high of 1060, but has started selling off. But I think that is more of a product of the overall market dragging it down. The overall market is selling off pretty good today, which is not a good thing if you're in stocks, but hopefully that is just temporary. But I attribute the sell-off in Sorrento Therapeutics mostly just to the overall people loosening up on stocks today and lightening up their positions a little bit. But this is a very favorable chart pattern. Let me get rid of this stuff real quick. If Sorrento can maybe trend sideways to down and then start to break higher, this could be the start of the next uptrend in Sorrento. And I think not only because of the news that came out today, but there's also some underlying things going on in this space that could make Sorrento and a bunch of the others start another cycle up. But we'll have to see about that. The next stock I want to talk about is Biologics, ticker symbol Htbx. Recently, Zacks Research put out a very favorable report on them, and the headline was Heat Biologics is breaking into the big leagues with 3 product candidates in the works, plus they have raised over $100 million on their balance sheet, and that should sustain operations for the next several years at least, giving Heat Biologics plenty of time to get their pipeline to market. And it also said they have made substantial preclinical progress in the work to create a COVID vaccine. The report also stated a price target of $3.50, so right now it seems extremely undervalued, and if you want to read the report, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Alright folks, right here we have the current daily chart of Heat Biologics, and I actually do own a little bit of this company. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. I bought 500 shares at $1.34 on this day right here. And I added 200 shares at $1.06 on this day, right near the top of that day. And I actually intended to double down to buy another 500 shares, but I kind of chickened out a little bit just because it hadn't been performing as well as I had hoped when I bought this first one. So usually if a stock goes down a little bit, I'll add a little bit to it if I still feel that we could get a bounce. A lot of the times I'll double down, but like I said, I bought 500 shares the first time, only 200 the second time. So with the 200 shares that I bought at $1.06, it brought my average cost to $1.26. Now, of course, looking in hindsight, I should have doubled down because that was the lowest point in the chart, but it has started to trend higher. And today it had gapped up and reached a high of $1.52, but it is selling off just like everything else in the overall market. The overall market seems to be dragging just about everything down. So unfortunately, for a good day for me on Heat Biologics, it is fading on me pretty quickly. But like I said before, that could be just attributed to the overall market. I think the overall market is going to turn around pretty soon. I don't think this is a top in the market. It just doesn't feel like a top, but it certainly could trend lower for another few days or so. I mean, and I would expect that, but like I said before, I don't think that this is the overall top. But if we look at some other stocks in this space, if we look at Inovio Pharmaceuticals, we are seeing the same exact pattern. Let me get rid of this box real quick. All of these stocks kind of bottomed out around a week ago, and they're starting to trend up, which is good news, and they're starting to trend up on bigger volume. So what we want to see in some of these stocks is to consolidate at these higher levels, maybe trend sideways to slightly down, create kind of a bullish flag, and then a break out of that would be very bullish. Another one in this space that's doing the same exact thing is IBIO. But IBIO is also selling off today after being up pretty big because the overall market is dragging that down as well. Another one we can look at in this space is VXRT. VXRT's doing the same exact thing. This one gapped up, and then it rose till that 50-period simple moving average and found resistance and sold off, but the overall market was selling off, so that was just two things colliding on that stock at the same time. But I think conditions for these type of stocks in this COVID vaccine / treatment race could get very bullish very soon, because I live in Pennsylvania, right next to the New York border, and New York is already announcing shutting down some things. They've already canceled high school sports, and Pennsylvania usually follows everything that New York does, so it wouldn't surprise me one bit to see Pennsylvania start shutting some things down. And if we start getting some more things shutting down in the economy due to the virus, these type of stocks I think are going to catch a bid, and they're going to be the next group to catch fire. Now, that's just speculation. I don't know if they're going to continue to shut things down, but it looks like it's starting to trend that way. And as far as the virus goes, I think a lot of people expected the virus to taper off quite substantially in the summer, and it just seems like we can't shake it. And once we get into those winter months, you would just have to expect a flu-type virus to start spreading and, gaining momentum. So, I mean, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me one bit to see things start getting shut down. It might not be as severe as when the economy first started shutting down, but it could be enough to start speculation and create some enthusiasm for these type of stocks. Okay, folks, that's all I have for you today, so I'm going to end the video right there. I just wanted to show you that these stocks look like they could be starting another cycle up, so we should keep an eye on them. And don't forget, I put a link in the description for that Zacks report on Htbx, and there's also my referral link in the description for my M1 Finance account. If you use that link to open up an account, we'll both get the startup bonus. M1 Finance is quickly becoming my favorite broker, and I think it's a great way to build wealth in the stock market, so I highly recommend them. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.